There is a specific group of people who remember the sound of a dial-up modem and the moment they held their first smartphone, and both memories feel equally real, equally formative, equally theirs. Psychologists have spent years trying to figure out where to put them. They're too young to be fully Gen X, too old to be genuinely millennial, too different from both to be collapsed into either. And everyone keeps trying anyway, pushing them into boxes that don't quite fit, applying labels that describe something adjacent but never exactly right. If you were born between 1976 and 1985, researchers have a word for you: Zenial. A microgeneration so specific in its window, so distinct in its psychological profile, that sociologists eventually stopped trying to file it elsewhere and gave it a name of its own. And what happened during that particular slice of history created something that is genuinely worth examining. Not because it makes you special in some superior way, but because you lived through a moment that left marks most people don't have language for yet. Your childhood existed entirely in an analog world, and that fact shaped your brain in ways the generations on either side of you simply don't share. You sat with boredom, not the modern version where boredom lasts approximately 40 seconds before a phone fills it. Real boredom. The kind that stretched across entire afternoons with nothing competing for your attention except your own thoughts and whatever you could find to do with them. You memorized phone numbers because there was no alternative. You made plans and then kept them, not because you were more disciplined, but because there was no way to text running late, no way to check where someone was, no way to adjust in real time. You showed up and hoped your friends would be there. That required a completely different kind of trust than anything that exists now. A commitment made in advance and kept without confirmation. A belief that the plan was real even when you couldn't verify it. And then, right as you were moving into adulthood, not gradually, not gently, but suddenly, the entire world went digital. The timing of that shift is what separates Xennials from everyone around them. Most generations grow up entirely inside one technological reality. They either know life before the internet, or they don't. But Xennials went through both experiences during the years when identity is still forming, when the brain is still deciding what kind of person you are. Here's why that timing matters more than most people realize. Research published in Nature Neuroscience found that the prefrontal cortex, the region of the brain that governs adaptability, complex learning, and the integration of new experiences, continues maturing until roughly the age of 25. This means Xennials were still inside their highest plasticity window when the technological landscape underwent a complete overhaul. Old enough to remember and value what came before. Young enough that adapting to what came after felt natural rather than threatening. The result is something researchers have started calling technological bilingualism, the rare ability to operate fluently in both the analog and digital worlds, without feeling entirely at home in either, and without feeling lost in either. Older Gen Xers can sometimes be skeptical of technology in ways that slow them down. Younger millennials have no real memory of life without the internet, which creates its own blind spots. But Xennials remember what it felt like to be genuinely unreachable for hours at a time. They know the particular quality of attention that existed before there was always something else competing for it. And they also don't flinch at new software. They figured out Friendster, then MySpace, then Facebook, then everything that followed, not because they had to be taught, but because their brains were still elastic enough when it mattered. That combination is rarer than people understand. And it shows up in unexpected places, like your relationship with your own past. You grew up in a world where embarrassing moments faded, where that 7th grade haircut existed only in the stories people chose to tell, where the bad breakup, the regrettable night, the version of yourself you've grown past, none of it was documented, searchable, permanent. It just became a memory. And memory, as research on autobiographical recall consistently shows, is naturally fluid. The brain is designed to edit to keep what matters, soften what doesn't, let the rest dissolve into something more manageable over time. When everything is permanently documented, that natural process gets disrupted in ways we're still trying to understand. But Xennials experienced their most formative years before the documentation began. Your past had the freedom to become a story rather than evidence. To change shape the way human experience is actually designed to. That relationship with impermanence, with the idea that not everything needs to be preserved, that some things are allowed to just end, is something younger generations are actively struggling to develop. You absorbed it without trying. If any of this is landing, if you're recognizing something in this description that you've never quite had words for, go ahead and like this video. It helps more people find this conversation. And if you want to keep going deeper into the psychology of how specific moments in history shape specific kinds of minds, subscribe. This is exactly the work we do here. But the Zenial story isn't only about technology. There's a harder layer underneath it that almost nobody talks about. A significant portion of Xennials entered the job market directly into the 2008 financial crisis. The years when you were supposed to be establishing careers, building the first real version of financial stability, proving to yourself that adulthood was going to work. Those years detonated. Research on economic hardship consistently shows that financial trauma during this particular life stage carries forward in ways that don't simply resolve when circumstances improve. It shapes how you think about money, security, and risk at a level that becomes part of your operating system. Not a conscious belief, exactly, more like a current running underneath every major decision. A quiet voice that says, "What if it all falls apart again?" So, here's what nobody puts together. Xennials are a generation that developed genuine adaptability through technological transformation and then got economically burned at the exact moment they were trying to use that adaptability to build something stable. You can navigate change. You proved that. But you may also carry an undertow of financial anxiety that never quite went away, even after things improved. And you carry it largely alone, because the cultural conversation about generations rarely zooms in close enough to see it. The deeper psychological portrait of Xennials is built on a paradox that doesn't fully resolve, and living inside it is part of what defines them. On one side, you have the self-reliance and quiet skepticism of Gen X. You grew up before helicopter parenting became standard. Your parents often had no idea where you were for hours at a time, not because they were neglectful, but because that was simply what childhood looked like. You learned to solve problems alone, to entertain yourself, to sit with frustration without expecting someone to arrive and fix it. Independence wasn't something you chose. It was just what happened when you were left to your own devices, literally. On the other side, you reached adulthood during the early days of the internet, when technology still felt like pure promise, before the complications became visible. Before anyone understood what was being traded away, you arrived at digital life with optimism, not wariness. You believed, at least for a while, that connection was expanding without cost. Independent and cooperative, doubtful and optimistic, digital but analog, rooted in a world that no longer exists, functional in a world that didn't exist when you were formed. What defines Xennials, more than anything else, is the ability to hold those contradictions without needing to resolve them, to live in the tension between two realities and find it manageable, not because it doesn't create friction, but because you were shaped during a transition, and transitions taught you that contradiction is simply what change looks like from the inside. There is a lost and found at the center of the Zenial experience, and both sides of it are real. You lost the ability to be truly alone with your thoughts without making an effort to get there. You lost the patience that grows naturally from waiting with no alternative. You lost a certain quality of presence that existed when nothing competed for your attention every 30 seconds. That specific depth of focus that came from having no escape from whatever was in front of you. But you gained a connection that your younger self couldn't have imagined. Information that would have taken weeks to find now arrives in seconds. Possibilities, professional, creative, relational, that simply didn't exist in the analog world you grew up in. You're not nostalgic for the past the way some older generations are, because you genuinely value what came after. But you're not blind to what was lost the way some younger generations are, because you lived before the loss and you remember the difference. You hold both. That's not a contradiction you need to solve. That's the clearest possible view of an extraordinary transition, held by the only generation that experienced it from both sides. If you're a Xennial, you have probably spent time feeling like you don't quite belong in either conversation. Too old for some references, too young for others. Caught between two worlds that both partially claim you and neither fully contains you. That's not a gap you fell into. That's the defining feature of what you are. In a world that keeps changing faster than most people can track, having already lived through one complete overhaul of reality, and coming out the other side still knowing who you are might be one of the most valuable things a person can carry. You learn something the rest of us are still working out: how to adapt without losing yourself in the process. Do you feel like you've never quite fit into either the Gen X or Millennial conversation? Like both labels describe something close, but never exactly you? Leave it in the comments. You might be surprised how many people reading your words right now have been sitting with that same quiet dislocation for years.